It is time for Women's Health Wednesday now, and today we're talking about pelvic health, something that has been a taboo subject in the past, but it's gained a lot of attention on social media. Both men and women need to be aware of this, but health professionals say it's particularly important for women. And Kathleen Kaczynski is a physical therapist at St. Peter's Health Partners Pelvic Health Center, and she joins us now with some insight on why improving our pelvic health really matters. Thank you so much for being here, Kathleen.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. So, okay, we mentioned how on social media suddenly this is out there.
Exactly.
But it's maybe not the full story. First of all, explain for us, it's called the pelvic floor. What exactly does that mean, and why does it matter?
Sure. The pelvic floor is actually 3 layers of muscles very close together, and they form the base of our core. So when we talk about our core, we're really talking about this pelvic floor as well. And this pelvic floor goes from the front of our pelvis to the back to the tailbone, and from the left to right side. So it forms a bowl that's in our pelvis that will lift and will lower. So it moves up and down for us, and that is the function that we're looking for when we talk about pelvic floor.
And if it's not strong, why is that a problem?
If it's not strong, that can lead to issues like leaking, bowel bladder leaking. It can lead to prolapse issues, especially in our women. Lots of our moms who have had multiple childbirths, they can have some of that. So pressure management is really crucial, so we're not pushing those organs down. Pelvic floor acts to support our pelvic organs, so we need to be able to manage that so we're not constantly putting downward pressure and putting us at risk for prolapse.
So we talked about, you know, women's health, but you said even for men here, it can relate to their prostate? Can you explain that?
Absolutely. So men have pelvic floors. That's the first thing people are surprised about. They're like, what do you mean men have pelvic floors? I'm like, absolutely they do. All people have pelvic floors. And the male pressure management is also important. The prostate really helps them control urinary function, but in the case of surgery or other injuries, that can also be compromised in them. So we really want to work on that pressure management for them.
Okay, so women are more prone or more concerned because of things like, you know, pregnancy, I think menopause, aging.
Yes, absolutely.
So what can we do?
What can we do? We can work on making our pelvic floor functional and also controlling our pressure throughout our core. So from our diaphragm all the way down to our pelvis, we need this piston to work for us because it does a lot of things for us. When it's moving well, we move well, we don't have as much pain, and we're controlling that bowel and bladder much better.
And there are exercises that we can do, and this is what you do in the Pelvic Health Center,
Yes,
right?
there are. So one of the basic things we do first is to make sure our patients can get their pelvic floor moving. So one of the exercises we do, I have people sit, and we have them sit nice and tall, and can do this, and we feel for, there are our pelvic bones we're sitting on, and that space in between is what we're going to focus on. And we're going to take a breath in, and we're going to see if that pelvic floor moves. So we're going to hold our jaw very loose. We're going to put our tongue up to the top of the roof of our mouth, and we're going to take a nice big breath in. We're going to let the air do the work. And what we want,
come on camera, good. I want to see what you're doing.
Yeah, what we want is that pelvic floor, that pressure you feel against the chair, to move down. That's how we know we've lengthened that pelvic floor.
Okay.
On the exhale, then, we want to lift and pull that same area up, so that Kegel everyone talks about. So we exhale and we Kegel. And that is the foundation of moving. And some people can't. They either can't lift or they also can't lower. So if you can't lower and we just do Kegels, we actually could be promoting more issues like pain and incontinence. That bowl has to move for us to work well.
But you can teach people to be able to get the bowl to move?
Yes, we can. We work on that coordination and then that strength and endurance, and also how does it work in functional tasks. So if we're picking up our kiddos and we need to do that, or we're doing heavier work or labor, that's how we work that. So we don't put people at risk for injury or leaking, and we get them functioning.
Thank you so much for coming in and talking about this. We're going to have more information for everybody online, and also we'll link to the Pelvic Health Center for St. Peter's so people can get additional info there. You can find all of our Women's Health Wednesday segments online. Go to news10.com, look for Women's Health under the Community tab. Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you so much.